With 23 senators present, the chair declares the presence of a quorum. Majority Leader.
Thank you very much, Mr. Oh, sorry.
President.
Senator Alan Cayetano is recognized.
Mr. President, first and foremost, I'd like to thank God for the opportunity to serve with all of you. And it's a distinct privilege to serve with the Senate President. You've always been a statesman, at least to me. And I believe even in the bills that we disagree. And when I was majority leader, you were minority leader. When you were minority leader, when you were the majority leader, I was the minority leader. I had the privilege to work with you when you were Senate President and I was Speaker. We disagreed, but we found a way to disagree in private and then work together for the country. So I really admire your statement yesterday saying that you serve at the pleasure of the body. So may I manifest and that there are now at least 13 members of the Senate who wish to have a leadership change, and that Senator Bato de la Rosa is in the building and will be here in a minute. So may I kindly inform and apologize to the Senate President that for security reasons, I could not go up to you earlier to ask you and tell you this, but had to inform you this way. But I give you all my respect and ask for an orderly transition in accordance with our rule, Mr. President. Thank you.
What does the Majority Leader say?
Mr. President, I move to suspend for 1 minute.
Session suspended. The Minority Leader.
To Senator Joel, who will make a motion, Mr. President.
Senator Joel Villanueva is recognized.
Mr. President, may I be allowed to humbly move to declare all seats vacant, Mr. President?
What does the Majority Leader say? There is a motion to declare all positions vacant in the Senate.
Mr. President, under our rules that takes precedence, we'll have to vote on it. We'll ask for a roll call vote for the motion of Senator Joel Villanueva.
So a roll call vote is in order. The Secretary will conduct a roll call. Senator Francis Pangilinan is recognized before. Because once we start the vote, we cannot recognize
yes,
anyone.
Mr. President. Just a clarification as to seats or positions. Are we speaking of all positions?
The motion is all positions vacant by
Which positions? Just for the record, Mr. President. All positions of elected of the leadership. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Mr.
All right. The Secretary will conduct a roll call vote. The motion is to declare all positions vacant. A vote in agreement is a yes, and a no for the other side. You go ahead.
Roll call of members. Honorable Senator Aquino, Senator Cayetano Alan, Senator Cayetano Pia, Senator De La Rosa, Senator Ejercito, Senator Escudero, Senator Estrada, Senator Gatchalian,
Excuse me. We cannot hear the votes of the people. Please rise and say your vote.
yes sir. Yes, sir.
Ulitin mo.
Roll call of members. Senator Aquino, Senator Cayetano Alan, Senator Cayetano Pia, Senator De La Rosa, Senator Ejercito, Senator Escudero,
What? Abstain.
Senator Estrada, Senator Gatchalian, Senator Go, Senator Hontiveros, Senator Lacson, Senator Lapid, Senator Legarda, Senator Marcoleta, Senator Marcos, Senator Padilla, Senator Pangilinan, Senator Tulfo Erwin, Senator Tulfo Rafi, Senator Villanueva, Senator Villar Camille, Senator Villar Mark, Senator Subiri, Senate President Soto.
No. With 13 affirmative votes, 10 negative votes, and 1 abstention, the positions in all the positions in the Senate is hereby declared vacant.
With that, Mr. President, may I move, therefore, to nominate Senator Alan Peter Cayetano as the new Senate President.
Are you designating me as the presiding officer? Because I am the position is already vacant. I think you must elect somebody to take the position. I am no longer the presiding officer. So you designate a presiding officer. In the meantime, I
Yes,
suspend session.
Yes, with the session resumed, may I herewith move and nominate Senator Jinggoy Estrada as the temporary presiding officer.
Any objection? There being none, the motion of Senator Amy Marcos is hereby approved. Please proceed.
Mr. President, may we also nominate Senator Joel as the temporary or acting majority leader?
There is a motion by Senator Alan Peter Cayetano that Senator Joel Villanueva be made an acting majority floor leader. Is there any objection? There being none, the motion is approved.
Mr. President, there was a nomination by Senator Amy Marcos to elect Senator Alan Peter Cayetano to be our Senate President. And I don't think, Mr. President, that there's no objection, Mr. President. And so I move that we close the period of nomination, Mr. President.
Is there an objection? There being none, the period, yes, is that an objection, Senator Pangilinan?
We do not object because we do not have the numbers, but we would like to manifest our serious reservations, Mr. President, for the record.
Noted, Senator Pangilinan. There is a pending motion by Senator Villanueva to close the period of nomination. Is there any objection? There being none, motion is hereby approved. Majority Leader.
May we ask, Mr. President, the newly elected Senate President to take his oath, Mr. President, and suspend the session. Mr.
Session is hereby suspended.
Mr. President, at this juncture, I move that we reconsider the closing of the nomination of the Senate President, Mr. President, and we'd like to give the floor to Senator Ping Lacson. So move, Mr. President.
We first have to act on the motion by Senator Joel. Is there any objection? There being none, motion is approved. Senator Lacson is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move to nominate Senator Vicente Soto III to the position of Senate President. I so move, Mr. President.
Is there any objection? There being none, the okay, we now proceed with the voting.
Dalawa na. There are two nominations,
There are
Mr. President.
two
What we will do now
candidates
is
for
conduct the
Senate
voting,
presidency.
Mr. President.
One is Senator Alan Peter Cayetano and the other is Senator Tito Soto. Okay.
Pwede na, mag-vote.
Pursuant to Section 2 of the Rules of the Senate, we will now proceed with the roll call vote. Secretary, please.
Roll call of members. Senator Aquino. Senator Cayetano Alan. Senator Cayetano Pia.
Senator Soto.
Senator De La Rosa. Senator Escudero. Senator Escudero. Senator Estrada.
Cayetano.
Senator Cayetano Pia. Senator Gatchalian. Senator Go. Senator Hontiveros. Senator Lacson. Senator Lapid, Senator Legarda, Senator Marcoleta, Senator Marcos, Senator Padilla, Senator Pangilinan, Senator Tulfo Erwin, Senator Tulfo Rafi, Senator Villanueva, Senator Villar Camil, Senator Villar Mark, Senator Subiri,
I would like to be an independent member of the Senate.
What is your vote, Senator Subiri? Abstention.
Senator Soto III,
Cayetano.
May we get the results, please? 13-9-2. 13-9-2. With 13 votes for Senator Alan Peter Cayetano and 9 votes for Senator Tito Soto and 2 abstention, Senator Cayetano is hereby elected as the new Senate President. Session suspended. May we call on Senator Camille Villar to administer the oath to the newly elected Senate President, Senator Alan Peter Cayetano.
Dito para yung flag daw. Sila ate. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Oath of office. I state your full name.
I, Alan Peter Shram Cayetano,
Having been elected to the position of Senate President,
having been elected to the position of Senate President,
do hereby solemnly swear
do hereby solemnly swear
that I will well and faithfully discharge,
that I will well and faithfully discharge,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
the duties of my present position,
the duties of my present position,
and of all others I may hereafter hold,
and of all others I may hereafter hold,
under the Republic of the Philippines.
under the Republic of the Philippines,
That I will support and defend the Constitution of the Philippines,
that I will uphold and support, that I will support and defend the Constitution of the Philippines,
that I will obey the laws, legal orders, and decrees
that I will obey the laws, legal orders, and decrees
promulgated by the duly constituted authorities,
promulgated by the duly constituted authorities,
and maintain true faith and allegiance
and maintain true faith and allegiance
to the Republic of the Philippines.
to the Republic of the Philippines,
And that I impose this obligation
and that I impose this obligation
upon myself voluntarily,
upon myself voluntarily,
without mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
without mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
So help me God.
So help me God.
God bless you.
For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope in a future. Yan po ang nasa Jeremiah 29:11 na naging isa sa core na paniniwala ng aking pagkatao at pananampalataya. Gusto ko po si Propetang Jeremiah dahil siya po ay nirerespeto at pinaniniwalaan ng Muslim, Hudyo at Kristiyano. Sa mundo ngayon na in crisis, buong mundo na in crisis because of the US-Iran-Israel war, napakahirap minsan paniwalaan na may magandang plano. But I'm always reminded that though people may be liars, God never lies. Though we may be weak, He is strong. But we are reminded that if He has a plan, we have to do the right thing. So let me be explicit. Our job together, my job, is to serve you, dear senators, to serve this nation, to serve God above all, and to do what is right. Napakahirap kung tutuusin po ang dinadaanan ng henerasyon na to. Kagabi po, kausap ko po ang pamangkin ni Senator Jinggoy, anak po ni Jackie, si Manu. Nakita po niya ako ng 2006 or 2007 or 2008 nung binisita ko ang kanyang lolo. At sabi ko sa kanya, grabe pala pinagdaanan ng generation nyo. During Duterte's time, depending on your lens, it was a human rights crisis. If you're pro-Duterte, it's a crisis of drugs, where illegal drugs did not only steal lives, did not only steal dreams, but it wrecked communities. It wrecked our government. Of course, if you are from the anti-Duterte lens, the human rights crisis was in the extrajudicial killings. But after enjoying almost 9 years of unprecedented economic prosperity during the Aquino time to the Duterte time, inabot po tayo ng pandemic. So from the human rights crisis to a health pandemic crisis. Naglilift pa lang ang COVID, nangyari na po ang Ukraine-Russia conflict. Sa mundo na mga kabataan na to ay naniniwalang hindi na posible ang World War III, ay suddenly may major conflict in the West. And then you fast forward, the crisis of the Philippines when it comes to corruption and flood control. The biggest corruption scandal in our country. Hindi pa ho tapos yan, nangyari yung Iran, US, Israel. And then, our young people have to face the prospect of a changing world through AI. And while we are worrying, leaders around the world in Canada, India, US, Australia are excited of AI. They said that it will bring in a new wave of millionaires, billionaires. It will bring in high-quality jobs. Pero tayo po ba'y naghahanda na? We might not feel the crisis here in the session hall. But our people, may it be the Grab drivers, the tricycle drivers, jeepney drivers, yung maliliit na kalendriya, yung mga beneficiaries ng 4Ps, ramdam na nila. So nung kinamayan po ako ng former Senate President Zubiri, sabi niya, hindi siya naiinggit sa trabaho dahil mahirap po ito. But I take a step forward, my dear colleagues, and offer myself to serve you. Just as Senate President Soto said, that he is here to serve everyone, not only the majority, not only the minority. I am here to respect the President, the office of the President, the Vice President, the office of the Vice President, the House of Representatives, and each one of you. In every crisis, there are big winners and there are big losers. Unfortunately, it is the poorest of the poor who is always the losers. So I urge all of you, let's unite, let's discuss. Before us might be the impeachment, let it make it very clear. May mga lumabas sa news and hindi ko kayo sinisisi kung sinasabi niyo sa news na ang pagpalit ng leadership ay tungkol sa impeachment, hindi po. The impeachment is enshrined in the Constitution. The Bible says, the truth shall set us free. We want to be free from poverty. We want to be free from corruption. We want to be free from a government that is busy fighting its own people or the people fighting each other. Hindi to Facebook, hindi to social media na pwedeng bawat minuto may nagbabanatan. In real life, in the non-digital life, we have to be here for each other. It doesn't mean anything if we are, say, we're devout Muslims or we're devout Catholics or devout evangelicals if we cannot love each other. In the Senate, we might not like each other, but I think we can work each other and we can love each other. So let me make it clear. The impeachment will be much, much more than dismissing a complaint because of political affiliation. And it's also much, much more than convicting someone without evidence. Parehong hindi pwede yun. Kailangan guided tayo by the truth, guided by evidence. But the process is as important as the result. Hindi natin pwedeng sabihin, she or he will make a bad president. Or wala na tayong maasahan dyan sa presidente, wala na tayong maasahan sa vice president, impeach na lang natin. Hindi po. The Senate is also on trial. So, dear colleagues, as we ask God to guide us and help us, I'd like to thank all of you who supported me today. I will do my job. But I'd also like to reach out to all my colleagues here today. Ngayon lang naman po tayo na may divisions dahil mabigat ang politika. Pero actually, we've worked together. And if we could only go back 20 years and then go back now, can we go to 20 years from now? And let me tell you what I told the group last night nung nag-meeting kami. Basta't lahat ng gagawin natin, huwag tayong magsisisi. Huwag tayong gagawa na pagsisisihan natin. So feel free to call me out if you think mali ang direksyon. So dear colleagues, again, thank you. God bless you. Maraming salamat sa inyong lahat. Session is suspended for a minute. Upon conferring with the people who had the floor, the honorable senators and Senator Soto, I'm hereby directing the Sergeant at Arms to complete his investigation, to continue to talk to the NBI and to former Senator Trillanes, and give us a written report within the next 30 to 45 minutes. For the information, the initial report of the Sergeant of Arms is that the NBI is claiming that they're here to arrest Senator Bato, but they do not have an arrest warrant. Okay, that is why it is critical that either the Sergeant at Arms or the report or a written report, no? So, but he will complete his report by talking to them now. Senator Jinggoy.
Mr. President, do you mean to tell me that the NBI were here to arrest Senator De La Rosa without the benefit of any warrant of arrest?
Yes. So far, I do not want to talk in a partial investigation, but so far there is no information that the NBI informed the Senate, which by tradition, no law enforcement agency has ever come to the Senate in secret to effect an arrest. Usually they have an arrest warrant and they coordinate with the office of the Senate President, and the Senate President calls a caucus to get the details. No? But if
Mr.
there's no
President.
objection, I will recognize Senator Soto, but if there's no objection, I will just direct and allow the Sergeant of Arms to conduct the investigation. Is that okay?
Mr. President, may I suggest that we just follow your instructions and then go into a suspension, so that because of some vital information that
Yes.
we're discussing, which might be detrimental
Prejudicial.
to the records of the Senate later
Yes.
on.
Yes. So that was
in
the
the meantime-
initial verbal report of the Sergeant at Arms. But let us wait for the official full-length report that we're giving him 20, 30, 40 minutes to finish. But please do that, General, so that we will know our actions. In the meantime, they are not allowed to leave the Senate. No? Senator Marcoleta.
Mr. President, what happened to Senator Bato this afternoon does not only concern him. Most importantly, this concerns the very institution where he belongs. It is not only a disrespect to an incumbent and sitting senator of the Republic, but this is an act ridiculing this institution. Hindi po simpleng bagay yun, Mr. President. Kahit na po sinasabi natin na wala namang complaint or charges against him, wala namang bakit sila mag-aaresto. That's another point, Mr. Speaker. Yun lamang po napigilan siya na pumasok siya para gampanan ang tungkulin niya. They already violated at least Article 145 of the Revised Penal Code. Marami po ang implication nito, Mr. President. Kamakailan lang, kagaya po ng alam ninyo, na ipasa po natin ang Senate Resolution number 44, which was adopted on March 17, 2026. Dito po sa resolution na ito, Mr. President, dahil ito'y kamakailan lang, alam po natin na ang sense po ng Senate ay na-express sa pamagitan ng mga sumusunod. Una, due process and rule of law must be upheld in any surrender or extradition. Kasi po, nangangamba tayo na isusunod na naman si Senator Bato sa ginawa nila sa dating Pangulo. Filipinos not formally charged or convicted have the right to due process and will be guaranteed reasonable time and opportunity to seek redress from the courts and avail of any legal remedies available to them before any transfer to foreign or international authorities. Ito pa po yung isa. Sa sense ng Resolution number 44, while not legally binding, the resolution reflects the Senate's position against extrajudicial rendition and may be invoked to resist any attempt to arrest or surrender a sitting senator without due process. Ito po'y in-adapt natin, Mr. President. And there is a relevant precedent. Halimbawa po, yung binanggit kanina, former Senator Trillanes, noong 2018, Mr. President, former Senator Antonio Trillanes avoided arrest by submitting to Senate custody after his amnesty was voided. Ang sabi pa nga po noon ni dating, the former President of the Senate, our friend, Vicente Soto III, maintained that no senator would be arrested within Senate premises to preserve the institution's dignity. Salita po nito ng ating colleague, Mr. President. The Trillanes precedent shows that the Senate can refuse to allow any arrest within Senate premises even for a non-bailable offense, Mr. President. Senate Resolution number 44 strengthened this position. While not legally binding, it expresses the Senate's official stand on this matter. Filipinos must be protected from extrajudicial rendition. They must be given reasonable time to seek legal remedies before any surrender or extradition. Due process must be strictly observed. This gives the Senate, Mr. President, a policy basis to resist any attempt to arrest or surrender Senator Bato to international authorities without due process. Even if offense is non-bailable, Senator Bato is still or should still be protected as long as he remains inside the Senate. Because, number one, Senate can assert custody over him as it did with Trillanes. Number two, Senate can refuse any entry to arresting officers. And number three, Resolution number 44 provides political and procedural justification to delay or prevent arrest or surrender to international authorities. Mr. President, the arrest cannot be executed inside the Senate, and the senator can seek judicial remedies while under Senate custody. Thank you, Mr. President.
Your manifestation is well taken and noted. I will restate that any government entity or any body, even judicial and quasi-judicial legislative bodies, their existence, of course, is always a priority. And when you have a collegial body like the House or the Senate, its members are given not only rights and responsibilities, but also privileges. That's why there is also immunity against suit, because if you look at history, when the kings and queens in Europe allowed parliament to meet, they would kidnap or stop or arrest members of parliament from going to parliament if they think that parliament will be acting contrary to their wishes or interests. And that's primarily the reason why, although we opted for the presidential form of government, it is that the immunities is still found in our constitution. Having said that, there are also a list of criminal offenses, including preventing a legislative body from meeting. There are also a list of criminal offenses, for example, an assault on a person of authority. But it is really unprecedented for a senator to experience this within our premises. Having said that, I think it is prudent, as Senator Soto said, let us complete the investigation, get all the facts. But I do that in that manner, we'll be able to act accordingly. But it is not also prudent to just dismiss them and for them to leave. No, that's why I'm asking also the Secretariat and the Committee on Rules to start thinking about drafting a letter, if not a subpoena, to the NBI director, so that it will be on the record who sent these agents and what were their primary objectives, or under what authority were they acting and what was their mission. No, we will suspend and let's confer with each other, and then we will give the Sergeant of Arms a few minutes. I've also asked my head of Legis, Attorney Sara, to accompany them to find out what really was their objectives. Senator Marcoleta, do you wish that your speech your manifestation be referred to a certain committee?
Yes, Mr. President. But aside from that, I'd like to say that newspaper accounts has it that the CIDG issued a subpoena to Senator Bato on issues of extrajudicial killing. Mr. President, if that is a fact, then an impending case, a domestic case, is yet to be lodged against the senator. And therefore, with much reason, that the ICC cannot do anything because the case is already actively being pursued domestically, meaning to say it is within the ambit of our local jurisdiction. And considering that the ICC's core framework rests on the principle of complementarity, it is with much reason that the ICC has nothing or does anything to do with this because our domestic law has acquired jurisdiction already. Thank you, Mr. President.
That's correct, Senator Marcoleta. In fact, many members put on record when we passed that resolution that while the Philippine Constitutional is operational, the warrant of arrest has to be issued by a Philippine judge. It has to be from the judicial authority. So if they can show a foreign warrant, it still should be presented before a Philippine judge, and the Philippine judge has to still use the same parameters or requirements by the Philippine Constitution as to personal knowledge, as to the quality of the evidence or the quantum of evidence needed in order to justify a warrant of arrest. No? So we have two choices, whether to refer to the Committee on Rules since it affects the privileges and the rights of every senator, or we can refer it to the Committee on Public Order. However, there is still no chairman yet unless the acting majority leader wants to nominate Senator Bato as the chairman of the Committee on Public Order. The chair will wait for a...
I don't see anyone objecting, Mr. President. So, With that, Mr. President, this representation would like to nominate the first chairperson of the new Senate Committee on Public Order, and that would be Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa. I so move, Mr. President.
Is there no objection? He is so elected. And maybe, just for the record, no senator was allowed to be arrested ever inside the Senate premises. Enrile, Estrada, Revilla, I think Trillanes, apat na yon. So kung si Leila, de lima na yon. Never been allowed arrested. And there's always been coordination with the Office of the Senate President. So Senator Marcoleta brought up two issues, the NBI and the CIDG. So we're referring it to both the Committee on Rules and the Committee on Public Order. Mag-usap na lang yung dalawang chairman so that we can get to the bottom of this. So if the audio-video room, if the technical aspect is ready, please play the CCTV footage of Senator Bato's arrival today. The chair will recognize Senator Marcoleta, who had the floor before our colleagues suggested that we watch for ourselves. So we will be asking the OSA to identify who among those who were chasing Senator Bato were NBI agents.
Mr. President, we have seen it all. I think this is the best evidence that can prove that the good senator, our colleague in this institution, is being chased by authorities. I'm not sure where they got the authority to chase him, and incidentally, I think he's about to be captured by them for purposes of serving him or rendering him or even surrendering him to the ICC. I'd like to ask, Mr. President, what is the authority of the National Bureau of Investigation in executing, for example, even if for the sake of an argument that the ICC issued a warrant of arrest against Senator Bato? As far as I know, Mr. President, the counterpart of the Interpol, which is the serving arm of the ICC in executing warrants, the Interpol's counterpart in this country is PCTC, which is the Philippine Center for Transnational Crimes. And I check that it is now it used to be under the Office of the President and under the control and supervision of the NAPOLCOM. But I think it's now under the control of the DILG. So my question is, how come that the NBI is chasing Senator Bato for an apparent warrant of arrest, which the former Senator Trillanes has been showing around that he got a warrant of arrest and he is personally serving it to the senator? The first question is former Senator Trillanes now the sheriff of the ICC? And he has been working with the Interpol, Mr. President. This is all questionable. As I said earlier, Mr. President, this is not only an assault to our colleague, but principally it is an assault, an insult to this institution. Hindi natin pwedeng palampasin ito, Mr. President. We need to protect the senator. As I said earlier, and I manifested that Trillanes himself was a beneficiary of this institution's security. Humingi po siya ng Senate Protective Custody nung panahon na kinailangan niya po ito. Ngayon, ironically, he's the one executing the very act which prevented him from being assaulted at the time. Masyado pong nakakabahala na ang nangyayari, Mr. President. I think all these people, I think we can identify all these people in due time. They did not only violate Article 145 of the revised penal code, as I earlier manifested. Former Senator Trillanes is even guilty of usurping authority, Mr. President. Hindi natin pwedeng palampasin po ito. In the meantime, I'd like to move, Mr. President, that in the light of the recent adoption of the Senate Resolution number 44, I move that Senator Bato be placed under the Senate Protective Custody, Mr. President, until he is able to get all and exhaust all legal remedies to protect himself, and until this institution is also able to do just the same. Mr. President, Article 59 of Rome Statute is very, very clear. It's very, very clear. Even for the sake of an argument that there is a valid warrant of arrest against our colleague, Article 59 still states that the arresting or the person to be arrested must be promptly delivered to a competent judicial authority in order to accomplish at least three things. Number one, to identify or to ascertain the identity of the person being arrested. Number two, whether the processes, the legal processes have been observed. And number three, whether or not his rights were protected. This is very, very important for purposes of protecting the due process and the rule of law, which our colleague can avail, Mr. President.
The motion is consistent with our rules, is consistent with Senate Resolution number 44, is consistent with precedence. So is there any objection? If not, the motion is carried.
Mr. President.
So consistent with past practices, no? Senator Bato will enjoy the protection of the law and the protection of the Senate in accordance with our rules and with Philippine laws. No?
Thank you. Mr. President, may I have the floor, Mr. President?
Yes, Majority Leader.
Mr. President, as I was looking and watching the CCTV, Mr. President, I recall, Mr. President, every time we have a committee hearing, any member of the Senate would move to cite in contempt someone who is lying, Mr. President. So my position, Mr. President, looking at what happened to our dear colleague, and I'm going to do this, Mr. President, whether you are in majority or minority, you are an elected official, Mr. President. And for someone, especially coming from a different agency of the government, trying to do something like that in violation of Article 147, Chapter 2 of our revised penal code, Mr. President. Maybe, Mr. President, it is the right time for us, while we are having a session, to cite in contempt these individuals trying to prevent Senator Bato de la Rosa from reporting for work to do his job as elected senator of the Republic of the Philippines. So, Mr. President, if it is a proper motion, and I would leave this to the body, that we cite in contempt these individuals, Mr. President, that would be identified in this particular video, trying to block, trying to prohibit Senator Bato de la Rosa from doing his job, Mr. President.
Yes.
I submit, Mr. President, to the wisdom of the
Is there any objection to
majority.
holding the John and Jane Does, who will be laterly identified in accordance with the CCTV, to hold them in contempt of Senate?
Then,
the Senate?
Mr. President, I was suggesting, Mr. President, and if you are, if the body is amenable to that, I will move, Mr. President, that we cite them in contempt. Because, Mr. President,
well, because you made that manifestation, Majority Leader, let me say this, not as Senate President, but as a member of the Philippine Bar and as a humble servant of our people as a senator, each legislative body has to defend itself, especially versus existential threats. When we only have 24 senators and in certain votes you need 13, and we will allow that in our premises, without the proper coordination nor without the proper due process, ay pwede mong habulin na lang at hagurin yung isang senator, what can be more existential than that? There might be some reservations, but medyo ang tono pa lang sa hearings ay parang may kabastusan. Hino-hold na natin in contempt eh. And for the record, when Senator Bato was chased by these agents, we were already in session. I was already standing in the podium at the side and already was making that motion. So even out of courtesy, regardless of their coordination, kung meron man o wala dito, hindi dapat hinabol si Senator. Dapat pumunta sila dito sa taas. Nakipag-usap sila. Gwardiyahin nila lahat ng pinto. Pero hindi dapat makipaghabulan sa kahit sinong senador dito sa loob. So it is really the pleasure of the body. But if we do not take a hard stance regarding that, do not regret or do not ask ourselves why, tomorrow baka may checkpoint na malapit sa bahay natin at huhulihin na tayo. Because my understanding of parliamentary immunity goes to the extent of even being secure in our traveling to the Senate. Eto na sa loob na ng Senado eh. So, Majority Leader, maybe you should consult the other senators or make the motion and then... so, can we recognize first Senator Estrada?
Thank you, Mr. President. Just an additional violation of the elements of the National Bureau of Investigation who chased or who prevented Senator Bato from attending the sessions. I invite the attention of our colleagues in Article 145 of the Revised Penal Code. If I can read it to you. Violation of parliamentary immunity. The penalty of prison mayor shall be imposed upon any person who shall use force, intimidation, threats, or fraud to prevent any member of the National Assembly from attending the meetings of the Assembly, which in this case is the Senate, or any of its committees or subcommittees, constitutional commissions or committees, or divisions thereof, from expressing his opinions and casting his vote. And the penalty of prison correctional shall be imposed upon any public officer or employee who shall, while the Assembly is in regular or special session, arrest or search any member thereof, except in case such member has committed a crime punishable under this code by a penalty higher than prison mayor. That is all, Mr. President.
We take note of that, Senator Estrada, and it's 100% correct. But the reason why this the presiding officer has not mentioned administrative and criminal law is because we can ask the Committee on Rules and the Committee on Public Order to have an investigation. No, meaning my immediate concern is the integrity and the safety of the Senate as an institution. It isn't even about Senator Bato. They could be arresting people from the other side of the aisle or other side of the politics here. I would have the same stand that you have to coordinate first, then we have to accept that they have legal authority. If not, you give the senator the opportunity to go to court or, as Senator Marcoleta said, all legal remedies. Wala namang problema po sa legal remedies. If we go to all the precedents, you will see na eventually yung iba nag-surrender din. Pero yung korte ang nag-utos, hindi yung mga law enforcers. So my point is, we will deal with the administrative and criminal liabilities, if any, according to the findings of our committees. But right now, before us is the question of what does the Senate in plenary as a body do to protect itself. And Senator Villanueva suggested holding them in contempt. May I remind everyone that when someone is held in contempt, they are allowed to purge themselves of that contempt. by either giving justifiable reason or by apologizing. My information at this point in time, and anyone can correct me if I'm wrong, they are still here and they are still threatening to arrest him here. So, what is the pleasure, Majority Leader?
May I ask for a minute suspension, Mr. President?
Session is suspended. Majority Leader.
Mr. President, there was an earlier inquiry by this representation which led to the body's unanimous consent to move that we cite in contempt those individuals running after Senator Bato de la Rosa, trying to block him from doing his job. And until such a time that they can satisfactorily explain to us what happened, Mr. President, the body, with the permission of everyone here, that we move, that we cite these individuals in contempt. So move, Mr.
Is
President.
there any objection? If not, the John Does and Jane Does as identified individual are held in contempt. I am directing the OSAA to put in custody, Senate custody, to the said individuals and to detain them in the Senate premises. If they need assistance, you're authorized to coordinate with the Pasay City PNP until such time that those held in contempt can purge themselves of contempt, meaning to satisfy us with their explanation.